Greetings, and grand rising to you. Remember, you're watching this video. Peace and blessings to the replay visitors as well as to YouTube subscribers, our YouTube finders. As we wait for people to flutter on in and to go live on the Socially Distant Fest, I'm gonna go ahead and anchor in this space. So we anchor in this space, recognizing the energy of the East, air, South, fire, West, water, North, earth. And as we connect in with those energies, connecting into and feeling the heart, feeling all of those energies of the East, South, West, and North, connect into my heart almost like the spokes of a wheel. And then envisioning the channel from my heart that extends down into the earth, down, anchored into the earth. Yes. And the anchor that goes up out of my crown, through the channel, connecting to my higher self and to source light energy. And as I make this connection, I send out my heart connections to you. And I'm just really grateful to be here with you this Thursday morning. So welcome. Today's topic is a little bit different for me, in that it didn't show up until just a little bit before the actual session, before I began. And I think that's interesting, right? Because today's topic is on persistence. To persist. And there's a part of me that struggles big time with this energy. Struggles with it. I have everything else in the world to do but the thing that it is that I said that I was going to do. And persistence is different from devotion. Devotion is when we move into a new space with our persistence. And we graduate to devotion. Devotion being almost a love affair with this energy, with what we have decided is our way, our new way, what is now feeding us, what we have closed the loop on through our persistence. That closes the loop, and we're now being fed, and we see ourselves inside of a cycle that is sustainable. That's devotion, you know. Devotion is when you give from a space of love. Persistence is when you are moving through the dark sometimes, you know. Persistence is when you are not wanting to do the thing, but you do it because you know that it is important. Persistence is a big part of what helps us to come into right alignment truly, and not be, while we're battling the different ideas that we've held true, while we're battling and moving through the different ideas that are inside of us as well as outside of us, as we are looking at who we have been and where it is that we wish to go, we've decided to embark on becoming this new person, this new being. You want to become a new being? Well, you're going to have to go on a journey. I'm on a journey. We're on a journey together, this idea of this journey to wholeness, and knowing that it's not going to end after these 21 days, that we're going to take these values that have been talked about and shared over the course of these few weeks and take them in deeper. How do we live them out? How do we live out the values of safety? How do we live out the values of trust? How do we live out the values of acceptance? How do we build out the values of of patience? How do we live out these values? And right now, the word that comes up, and as I said, this one came right as I was getting up, you know, when we begin to know when to do and when not to do, when we are able to control ourselves, because we're creating all of this, right? We really are, based on our agreements, based on what we've said yes to, what we have not said no to, or what we have said no to. Nah, that's not for me. Even though that thing absolutely is for you, here you go. Oftentimes, we'll refuse things that are good for us, and that's just, it's okay. It's okay. We are all on this wheel of fortune. What do we choose? What do we choose? And as we choose, we learn. And we have nothing but time. We have nothing but time. We get so caught up in the twinkling of our day, the passing of our years, that we fail to realize that energy is infinite, always, will never change, will never go away. So when we stand in our infinity, and we stand in the infinity loop of life, we understand that once we begin to accept certain values and ways of being as true, as law, as that which will hold us or control us, it makes it where we learn that I don't want the suffering, right? I don't want that thing over there. I don't want that. I had to go learn. I didn't know. I had to go find out what was happening. I had to be aware. I had to witness. I chose. I saw. And now I'm here. And I don't like this over here. It doesn't feel good over here. So what shall I choose? And then what will I hold and be persistent of? What will I pursue? What will I create a commitment to maintain? That's where the work comes in, and that's where the transformation comes in, because you find out parts of yourself that show up when you are now trying a new way. When you have committed to a new way, as soon as you say, I'm going to do this, I've said it before, all kinds of parts of yourself show up and like, oh, so we doing this? Let's see. And they come up like the little, I almost want to call them like the little brothers and sisters who don't believe, like, they're not going to do it. They're not going to do it. And they come and they dance around and they're like, nah, nah. And they are working to see how well, honestly, you are. And as they witness you, the little kids, as they witness your persistence, as they witness you getting up, as they witness you moving through, after a while, they have to fall back. That's our conditionings. Our conditionings realize like they won't play with me anymore. And then they stop trying to rise up. And they become defeated, and we can continue moving from just persistence into devotion to our way, to who it is that we desire to be. So as we move in this energy of what it means to have determination, a dogged almost drive to bring forth this new way, to bring forth your light, to bring forth your truth, to bring it out, to bring it out, to bring it out, everything becomes your teacher. Everything and everyone. Everything and everyone becomes your teacher as you truly become a vessel for peace, light, love, and joy. As you become someone who has learned how to remove or shield yourself towards other things that would spiral you back onto the wheel of fortune. They will spiral you back. So you want this lesson now. Let's go. And before you know it, you're back in the lesson. You're back in the learning place. You're back in school. You're back in high school. You're back in middle school. You may be back even in elementary, but you're back in it. You're back in the space where you have to learn again. And here's the thing. There is no malice in your learning again. There is no malice in having to go through a thing again. Because going through it again is what takes it in deeper. This is why the further you go on your path, the more things become remote control, or like they become remote. You don't have to think about it. They operate from your subconscious mind. And so there are many things that we may be doing that we don't acknowledge as not healthy. And they persist too. They will ride out with you. There are many values, there are many ways of being that we hold on to as a part of our identity. This is just who I am. And it's true. It is exactly who you are, but it's not all of who you are. It's the only part that you dare to excavate and allow to get breath in the light of day. When we choose to reveal greater parts of ourselves, greater, when we reveal higher, when we are on this path of being our higher self, we are placed into a position to witness who we have been over and over and over again. And this becomes a time when we're able to almost give thanks and fall at the knees of our journey. Now, what this means on this journey that we are all on together is that we have to work with our compassion, and we have to work with our clock, our dedication, our commitment, our saying, I love myself and I'm going to get up and do it again. I've fallen down. I'm sad about this and I'm going to get up and try again. I did well today. I'm excited. Yeah, and I'm going to get up tomorrow and do it again. And that type of consistency is one that unfolds over time. You don't witness what you will get on the other side of that pattern until you walk it out. You don't witness what it's going to be. You might have an idea, but at a certain point, you can't even think that far out ahead. All you can do is manage the day that's in front of you. The day that's in front of you. Order has been really heavy in my life and in my mind over the last few days. Order. On this spiritual journey towards abundance, I know that I have to choose order first. And what that means for my life might look very different from what it means in your life. But it does mean ordering my steps for me, being aware of the choices that I'm making, every small little step of the way. And it might seem to be extra. Like, why do I have to do all of that? Because you are all of that. I'm all that, you all that, we are all that, so why not bring forth all of our majesty? It's like we shiny except for that little spot right there, because it wasn't that, well, it's just a little spot. That'd be the first thing that we see. When you come forth and you take care of yourself as all of that, Spirit gonna be like, oh, let me get that right there. Yeah, dust your shoulders off, and so you can move forward. But that's the first step in creating right relationships and harmonizing with nature and walking into our abundance is order. And that will be the part of us, for many of us, that we are going to resist, which is why we find ourselves back in school. And she's so kind. She's so kind. The energy of order is kind. She's, and you will do it again. And you will do it again. Like, I don't even see it as a bully energy anymore. I see her as being aware of how real the energy of persistence to pursue your goal of creating right order in your life has to be. It's like getting everything moved around, and as you get it all situated and you have now gotten everything into a space where you can move, now you wake up and everything is in disarray. What are you going to do? Are you going to fall apart? Are you going to go back to your old way of being? Or are you going to say today, so this is my experience. Are you going to feel your feelings? Are you going to have compassion? Are you going to accept? Are you going to trust? Are you going to, what part of the journey are you going to take on? Are you going to know that that energy that showed up is real and allow it to come through as you continue moving forward in your pursuit of your truth? Are you going to chase and sometimes you do. I'm not saying this as a bad thing. None of this is bad. Are you going to chase those crazy energies up out you? Are you going to do what's necessary to say you will yield to me? You will yield to me, to my will. Because there is a part of us that is the observer, the witness of who we are in our actions. So as I speak to you, There's a part of me that's aware that I'm speaking. That part is my I am. You are listening to me. And if I say, who is listening to me? You would say, I am. You know, as we move through this journey and we begin to recognize the I am, the part of us that is the higher self witnessing our journey, it becomes what it means to simply becoming a divine being, right? To becoming. And as we are aligning, that's the goal in our text. Let me get our book right here. We want to be our higher self. And that seems like, but that's not fun. And I don't know what stories, I don't know what stories your inner self are telling you. I don't know what stories your little snaky, their little reptilian thoughts. And I don't know what stories might be echoing through your mind when I say be your higher self. But this is the call. You're here, so I'm sure that you understand it at a certain place, at a certain point, that this way that we made is no longer acceptable. What we have co-created is no longer acceptable. What I have created in my life is no longer acceptable, especially when I consider the energy of order and right order. And knowing that that is the first step to creating synthesis, you know, moving into right relationships. And eventually living inside of abundance. Not abundance that came because I pursued that at all costs. No, I'm pursuing spiritual principles at all costs. That's where the pursuit comes in. You know, we sometimes get caught in the idea of pursuing a person, pursuing a goal. Don't get me wrong, all goals are worthy too. You know, it's worth. I'm gonna get it out. All pursuits are worthy for you to recognize who you are as someone who can create. We are creators. We are manifestors. We are born that way. We were born to make glory. We were born to make great the glory of God that lives within us. You, me, all of it. No one is excluded from that. No one. Some people create the villainy so that we can have the opportunity to witness the light. It's okay. That's the duality as we move into oneness. But again, the message today is around persistence. And so in the spirit of accountability, there are things that I have started that I have stopped. There are ways that I was working to be that I couldn't figure out how to get them all done. I was out walking my little circle, and that was part of my fitness routine. I stopped. Because if I continued, you would see it. The evidence would be in the pudding. If I were still making those regular walks, if I were still doing my regular activities, you will witness it right now on me. It would be fully able to be seen. So I own that. I must persist because that other pattern of not doing that is persisting. That pattern is persisting. All the reasons why not. My late nights, all that. I can talk about that. And that persistence, the pursuit of persistence will cause you, the pursuit of a true goal will make it so that you can no longer deny what you have done. You become a part of it. You're willing to take that tower moment and fall apart so that you can come clean. And you can be the living witness and demonstration. So welcome to the energy of persistence today. And the spirit of it. There's the two sides to that coin, to persist or to be devoted to. There's two ways to do them, but to persist sometimes is when you're coming through the rough parts of it. The devotion at times can also be seen while you're going through the rough parts of it. You can operate from the spirit of devotion as you're going through difficulty. You can still operate from a spirit of devotion. But at times, if it's hard for you to carve out that space, if you haven't carved out that space in your heart just yet that says, I can be devoted, like I can do this from the space of love, greetings, maybe you may have to just start with the space of, I'm going to do this because I said I was going to do it. And it could be, driven by, I need to eat, so I'm going to grow this food. I'm tired, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired, so I'm going to do this activity. Whatever it is for you, that unlocks and unleashes your ability to pursue your goal with persistence. What does it mean to persist? What does it mean to keep going in spite of? This becomes an alignment energy. You become aligned with your path, and your steps become ordered, because you can't, it's not I might do it, I may do it. It becomes I will. And that is the solar plexus activation principle right there. I will. When you say that I will persist, when you move into the statement of putting your will into what you're going to do around the activation of who it is you say you want to be, well, we might get to see it. So you all have been, I put myself on blast. You've gotten to see me. I've been transparent. I have not been activated the way that I wanted to. And now it's a matter of going forward with that, right? Am I ready to go forward and bring out the being that I know lives inside of me, that shows up whenever I have persisted? And so here I am in accountability with you to speak about that. So in fact, this journey and the idea of doing this journey showed up while I was out making that, I think it was 2-mile walk. I was doing this 2-mile walk, and the idea of doing this journey to wholeness with you all showed up. So no telling what other goodies would show up if I would go to bed and get up. Because oh my gosh, but that's, it is what it is. I laugh at myself because I can laugh at myself because I can. But thank you all for hearing me, hearing this idea of persistence. If you appreciate this, share it, follow, like, subscribe. And we're going to bring out our text and see what message comes from Spiritual Growth, Being Your Higher Self, from Sanahara Ama. I'm making this face because we've had this section show up multiple times, and I've just come to accept that it does. The void again. I think about the void already as it deals with the idea of persistence, right? So when we're talking about persistence and being in a space where we're going into a form that we've never seen before, right? I will persist as I move into becoming a being that I've not seen before, or I've only seen it through my eyes, but I've not experienced it in this form. So that's, I think, why the void is showing up again in our reading today. The void is a state of transition and change. You will experience the void again and again as you grow. Okay, they're telling me we're on this journey. The void's going to keep showing up. In this state, you may feel that your life is changing rapidly, something new is coming, or your foundations are falling away, leaving you nothing solid to hang on to. You may feel like something is happening inside, but not see any changes in your life yet. It is not a comfortable place for your personality, which likes things to be certain and secure. The void can come when you are between projects, have just had your last child, leave home, or have quit a job and do not yet know what to do next. One of your close friends may have left, or you need to move or find a new home. It sometimes feels like you are entering a new world where the game is played differently and you don't yet know the rules. Every void is marked by issues of the heart. You will find yourself asking deep questions such as, how can I love and accept myself more? Am I lovable? Who am I? Can I have what I want? What would I love to do with my life? You may find that you may feel softer and more loving towards others in this time of uncertainty. You are raising your vibrations, expanding beyond your old habits and patterns. The void can make you feel much less social than normal. If you've always been in a relationship, you may find yourself living alone or without a primary relationship. You may feel more distant from your husband or wife, even while you feel increased compassion and love for him or her. In the void, you may have less desire than usual for intimate physical contact, which intertwines your aura with another's. During the time of the void, you are clearing your aura of other people's energy as part of your process of raising your vibration. You may feel empty or lonely inside even when surrounded by people. You may want more time alone. The desire to be alone, even feelings of loneliness, are reflections of your deepening desire to connect with your higher self. In your deeper wisdom, you know that your connection to others is not a substitute for a deeper connection to your higher self. As you spend time alone, you get to know yourself better. It is a time to know your feelings and thoughts, to think about what you want to do with your life. As you begin to know and make friends with yourself, your feelings of loneliness decrease. You may feel physically different, over-energized, or wanting to sleep more than usual. Sleep provides times for inner work to take place, and you may need more sleep to integrate all the internal changes that are going on. Some people worry because they have less energy than normal and can't explain why. If you don't honor the need for rest, you may find yourself getting minor illnesses to keep you quiet. Some people create back pain and various physical injuries that require them to take time off from their work and give them time to rest and to think. All right, brothers and sisters, we're going to honor the energy of the void and how it shows up for us as we learn how to persist, how to pursue, how to make ourselves one, how to mold our clay, who we are as beings made of earth. I call us enlivened earth. We are earth that has been animated. I think there's other words they say, animated earth. Before I heard animated earth, I used to say enlivened earth. And so now I know that I was on par with those thinkings or those thoughts. So we're going to bring out our bowls to seal this energy of what it means to be in pursuit of who it is that we have determined that we are here to be. It's a new part of ourselves calling ourselves forward, and we are going to go. So that's a pursuit. And that's a big part on our journey to wholeness, that we be persistent. Moving into devotion. I'm glad that this was beneficial topic for you all. It showed up for me as what to discuss while sitting in front of my altar this morning. I wasn't sure what the topic would be, but it definitely showed up this morning. We're going to use the bowls to anchor, lock, and seal this energy into our beings, this idea to keep going forward, that we're being called forward, and that we get to learn who we are on the way. Namaste. The divine in me greets the divine in you. The divine in me greets the divine in you. So grateful, so grateful, so grateful. Thank you for this moment. Thank you for this time. Thank you for this blessing. Thank you for you. Thank you for being on this journey. Thank you for being courageous. Thank you for being vulnerable. Thank you for being willing. Thank you for showing up and sharing. Thank you for who you are. I am honored to be on the journey with you. I bless you. I receive you. May we all ascend higher and learn how to move from pursuing our goal into being devoted to our practices. Give thanks. I love Samira and you too.